Welcome back to Taekook Forever. In the midst of a busy world tour schedule, a simple social media post from Kim Taehyung once again shows another side of himself that often captivates fans, a sincere curiosity about local art, architecture, and culture. When BTS stopped in Mexico City, Taehyung took the time to visit Casa Estudio Luis Barragán, a UNESCO World Heritage Site that was once the home and studio of legendary Mexican architect, Luis Barragán. Through his personal Instagram account, Taehyung shared a collage of bright minimalist images of the location. The photographs show the hallmarks of Barragán's architecture: walls with bold colors, bold geometric compositions, natural light plays, and quiet but visually meaningful spaces. The upload is not just a travel documentary, but a portrait of an artist's personal interest in modern aesthetics combined with historical values. This visit is a continuation of a series of Taehyung's uploads during the BTS tour stop in Mexico. In the previous few days, he was also seen sharing moments that highlighted his interest in art and the environment around the city. This is in line with Taehyung's long-documented interest in modern architecture, artistic photography, and art galleries in the various countries he visits. For fans, the upload became more than just a travel photo. Japanese fan account Taekook JP highlighted this post as a clear proof of Taehyung's cultural curiosity. They praised how the idol still took the time to visit the historical site despite being in the midst of a very busy tour schedule. The account even added bilingual captions that invite its followers to get to know and, if possible, visit the historic site. Casa Estudio Luis Barragán itself is widely known as one of the most influential architectural works of the 20th century in Latin America. The building blends local Mexican traditions with a strong modernist approach, resulting in a space that is contemplative, poetic, and full of symbolic meaning. Colors such as contrasting pinks, yellows, and blues became visual identities that were instantly recognized by architectural observers around the world. Taehyung's choice to share the images shows his preference for calm yet aesthetically strong visual details. The compositions of the photographs he chose showed a subtle understanding of lines, colors, and lighting, elements that were also often seen in his personal photographic tastes. The presence of a global figure in a historical location like this also has its own impact. Many fans claim to have just found out about Casa Estudio Luis Barragán through the upload. Indirectly, Taehyung also introduced Mexican cultural heritage to a very wide international audience. This phenomenon is not new to BTS members. Each city they visit often gets additional spotlight through the members' personal uploads. However, in Taehyung's case, what stands out is his consistency in bringing up the themes of art and architecture in his travel documentation. In the midst of the hustle and bustle of concerts, rehearsals, and promotional schedules, this moment of visit presents a calmer narrative, an artist who pauses to absorb the beauty of space, color, and history. For many fans, this is Taehyung's most inspiring side, the ability to stay sensitive to beauty in the midst of an overwhelming hustle. The upload eventually became a bridge between global pop culture and classical architectural heritage. He showed that interest in art knows no boundaries of language, country, or profession. A short visit in between a world tour can also open up a wider cross-cultural conversation, triggered by just a few minimalist images full of meaning. Through that simple collage, Taehyung not only shares personal experiences, but also invites his millions of followers to see the world in a more artistic, reflective, and curious way. Public attention to the post has continued to grow over time. Many fans began to trace the background of the building that Taehyung photographed, learn about its architectural history, and understand the design philosophy carried by Luis Barragán. The discussion that initially departed from an Instagram post slowly turned into a conversation about modern Mexican architecture, color as an emotional element in design, as well as the importance of preserving historic buildings. In various fan forums, photo collages from Casa Estudio Luis Barragán are dissected one by one. Fans observe the shooting angles, the choice of frames, and how natural light enters the room, details that show that Taehyung is not just visiting, but actually observing the space with a deep artistic interest. Some observers of pop culture even consider that moments like this show how public figures can be an effective cultural bridge. Without any official campaign or tourism promotion, a single upload from Kim Taehyung was able to introduce an important architectural site to millions of people in different parts of the world. This visit also emphasized Taehyung's image as a figure who has consistent artistic taste. On many previous occasions, he has been seen visiting museums, art galleries, and historical buildings in cities that BTS has visited. This interest is not something new, but rather part of a creative identity that has long been attached to it. For fans in Mexico, the upload brings its own pride. They feel that the local cultural heritage is in the global spotlight through the attention of an international artist. Many reshared the post with additional information about the building's history and the importance of Barragán's role in world architecture. The Taekook JP account again adds interesting context through their bilingual captions. In addition to celebrating Taehyung's cultural curiosity, they also actively encourage their followers to get to know more about the location. This response shows how the BTS fan community often plays a role in expanding the meaning of members' posts. This phenomenon reveals a unique mutual relationship. Artists share their personal interests, fans enrich their contexts, and the wider public is educated. In this case, architecture becomes a topic that brings together cross-lingual and country conversations. Furthermore, this moment illustrates how BTS's world tour journey is not only filled with magnificent concerts, but also personal experiences that enrich the perspectives of its members. Between the glittering stages, there is space for contemplation, art appreciation, and exploration of local culture. For many people, the images from Casa Estudio Luis Barragán shared by Taehyung felt soothing. The bright colors that combine with the quiet space create an interesting contrast to the boisterous concert atmosphere. This contrast actually shows the balance in an artist, between the energy of the stage and the serenity of the artistic space. In the end, the upload becomes more than just travel documentation. It turned into a symbol of how curiosity about culture and art can open up a broad global dialogue. Through Taehyung's camera perspective, millions of people are invited to see the beauty of Mexican architecture in a new, more personal, and more meaningful way. Thank you for watching to the end, Taekook Forever lovers. If you also feel that Jungkook and Taehyung really gave an amazing performance, don't forget to support this video by liking, commenting, and subscribing. Let us know in the comments section which moments of appearance from the Face era give you goosebumps. See you in the next video.
I live my life in my head like a narration. Don't expect greatness.